Chicago police have released new surveillance video of these three suspects. Watch that car there that's moving. This is a July homicide in the Chatham neighborhood. This happened near 86th and State on July 26th. So you see the three people there. They get out of that Dodge Durango, that all-black car. They shoot the victim, a 31-year-old man by the name of Anton Benoit. He was just standing in the parking lot of the Shell station, and then after they shot him, they ran over him with the car. This, as they were trying to get away from the scene. That victim sadly died from his injuries.
Here, Donald, you need to go ahead and free Unc off the jam. Give bro a partner or summon. The porch is vulnerable with no need to defend it. Trap City got no defense player anymore. Free Unc fam. Another fan added, Dear Mr. President Trump, and here to inquire about Unc, also known as Rob. There's a lot of nephews who care about and miss our beloved Unc, and we would really appreciate if you will consider pardoning him. Sincerely, niece. Within
The story of Bloodhound Lil Jeff and the violence surrounding the Drill City and Trap City conflict paints a tragic portrait of life in one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Chicago. It's a tale of loyalty, revenge, and the consequences of a life lived on the edge.
Go ask my ops that Michael Drake is saying get out that car. You know that? I was right there, you know that?
T all began with a young man named Jeffrey Miller, known to the streets and the rap world as Bloodhound Lil Jeff. He was born and raised in the west side of Chicago, an area that had been defined by gang violence and the rise of drill music. For many, the streets were more than just
I ain't gonna lie, Reddit be tweaking. They got his own, look, they got a group called Trap City Unc Gang.
Right.
That's the group,
Right.
Unc Gang, and his picture's on there, and then they got, look, it say 1,000, the members in there, it say 1,738 nephews.
Place to live, they were a way of life. Drill music, which originated in Chicago, became an outlet for the frustrations and anger of the youth living in these neighborhoods. Lil Jeff, like many of his peers, found solace in the rhythm of the music and the connection it gave him to his community.
What we got on camera?
Big Rob, man.
I don't even think you need no introduction at this point, my boy.
I do, man.
Okay, for sure.
However, what many didn't know was that beneath his raw, passionate lyrics and his success in the music world, Lil Jeff was deeply entrenched in the gang culture of the West Side. He was a member of Drill City, one of the most notorious factions in the area. This gang was heavily involved in the drill scene and had a reputation for being fierce and unforgiving.
I be on some pain shit. I never chased that drill rap.
Okay.
Conscious drill life. I'm in my environment, but I understand the overall. You know what I'm saying?
Lil Jeff's cousin, Zir Nelson, known in the streets as Z Money, was also a key figure in Drill City. Like his cousin, Z Money was no stranger to the violence that plagued their neighborhood. The two grew up together, sharing not only a blood bond, but also the same ambitions, dreams, and enemies. Unfortunately, in the world they lived in, enemies were plentiful and friends were few.
So around what age did you jump off the porch and start hanging out in the streets?
I'm gonna say when I came outside for real, I was like 18 type shit.
Okay.
I just turned like 18.
The animosity between Drill City and Trap City, a rival gang, was simmering for years. Tensions were high, and small disagreements often escalated into full-blown conflicts. But it wasn't until a specific incident, seemingly trivial, that things would go from bad to worse.
But the shit I'm doing now is shit I've been seeing my whole life, you know what I'm saying? I told you I got an older brother. So this shit ain't nothing new for real, it's the same shit I've been seeing.
On March 16, 2023, the spark was lit. Z Money, along with a friend, was hanging out in his neighborhood when a vehicle pulled up. From that car, a gunshot rang out, and Z Money, a seasoned street figure, was struck by 29 bullets. The shooting was captured on camera, and the footage quickly went viral, spreading like wildfire across social media. It was clear that the shooter had no intention of letting Z Money survive.
Fuck used to hang with them. They know what they did.
So, okay.
They know what they did.
So, okay, the Bloodhounds, yeah, y'all was cool.
Everybody got a
That was my homie,
He
man.
stole the chain, bro. We tried like he took it. He stole my own chain.
But what really made this incident stand out was the aftermath. According to rumors that circulated online, Z Money's shooting was a direct result of a stolen chain. The chain in question belonged to a member of Trap City. Allegedly, Lil Jeff had been involved in the robbery, and Trap City had retaliated by ordering the hit on Z Money. The idea that the shooting was over something as trivial as a chain seemed to fuel the fire even more.
2 cars pulled up and a group of individuals exited said vehicles, fired multiple times, striking 2 of the teenage students of Innovations High School. These individuals were taken to Northwestern Hospital where they succumbed to their injuries.
For Lil Jeff, the loss of his cousin was a personal betrayal. The streets are harsh, and loyalty is everything. When someone takes your family from you, revenge becomes an obsession. And for Lil Jeff, the need for vengeance was all-consuming. He promised the streets that he would make those responsible pay. His social media accounts lit up with cryptic posts and veiled threats, hinting at the revenge he was planning.
He hopped on IG Live and started making comments hinting that he just dropped 2 bodies, adding to his body count.
I feel if I get mad enough, will start happening. Y'all know this by now. I went for like a week, and poof. Gotta go. After that one, poof. I came back, poof.
In the following months, tensions continued to rise. The violence that had been simmering between Drill City and Trap City came to a boiling point. On June 25, 2023, in the Little Italy neighborhood of Chicago, a 19-year-old member of Trap City named Yal Goins was waiting for his Lyft ride. What happened next was swift and brutal. A black SUV pulled up to him and the doors opened. Gunfire erupted and Goins was struck by 6 bullets. He collapsed on the spot, blood staining the pavement.
Nah, for real though. Yeah, I love that nigga. That stuff. Too bad his ass ain't that. He get to see y'all. I'm glad though, he can see y'all talk about him all day. Cause it should have died.
The Lyft driver, traumatized by the event, later revealed that the car had been followed for some time before the attack. When the authorities arrived at the scene, a gun was found in the rear seat of the car, further implicating Goins in the street violence that had taken hold of the city.
Go, go, go. Back though, C4. You know how we come. CEO Trail, my bad. Yeah. CEO Trail of the building, DJ UTV go crazy.
CEO Trail, what you on, gang?
Same shit, man, you know. Try to get some money out this shit. Same shit.
Man,
how you coming? You good?
Man, I've been waiting on you.
Social media buzzed with speculation. It didn't take long for users to point fingers at Lil Jeff, with many believing he had orchestrated Goins' death. An anonymous Reddit post surfaced, claiming that Goins was a member of Trap City and that Lil Jeff had avenged Z-Money by ordering the hit on Goins. In the days that followed, Lil Jeff taunted Trap City on social media, posting videos mocking Goins and saying, "Y'all ain't get far."
You got on the couch with you?
Got my little bloody brothers. Lil Jeff, little 50-50, you know. You know it's needed.
Show that. So I saw you performing in front of Money Man last night.
Yeah, I'm on the tour with him. For sure.
Tell us how that was.
The brutal retaliation set the stage for even more violence. But this time, the stakes were higher. Lil Jeff had proven that he wasn't just a rapper, he was a dangerous figure in the streets, and no one could question his commitment to vengeance.
Shit, that shit was hard. You know, I'm from Chicago. Shit, every time I come in the club, that shit was hard to me. Who I supposed to look at? You or the camera? You don't. We supposed to be goddamn having a conversation.
Yeah.
All right, bet. All right.
So look, you say every time you come to Chicago, you know, a lot of people think you from Chicago or don't know where you from. You know what I'm saying? So let's take it from the top, CEO Trail. Tell us where you're from, brody.
I'm from the Bronx, New York, bro.
By August 2023, the conflict had escalated beyond anyone's control. In an alley on the west side of Chicago, Lil Jeff and his cousin Q50 cornered a member of Trap City named Glenn. Glenn was ambushed and shot 15 times, yet, against all odds, he survived. Despite his injuries, Glenn managed to make it out of the alley and into a nearby building. It seemed like the violence between the two gangs might finally reach a temporary ceasefire, at least for a short while.
See you over there, you getting something together.
This ain't about shit. What's something? Just a little something. I ain't got paid no attention.
We ain't never seen that on DJ UTV before.
There's a lot of shit I ain't never seen.
He even revealed that he was currently using a ton of drugs, from ecstasy to Xanax.
I do ecstasy.
So you don't pop perks, but you snort?
I sniffed the X before too.
Okay.
I do Xan sometimes, but up on my memory, so that shit make it gold, bro. I be out chill on that.
But in this world, peace was fleeting. The streets didn't forgive, and neither did the gangs. Though Glenn had survived, the retaliation was inevitable. Both sides were bruised and battered, but neither side was ready to back down.
I ain't gonna lie, Reddit be tweaking. They got his own, look, I was on they got a group called Trap City Unk Gang.
Right.
That's the group, just the group.
Right.
Unk Gang, and his picture's on there, and then they got, look, it say 1,000, the members in there, it say 1,738 nephews.
Despite the love, Trap City Rob has asked Redditors to stop posting false information for clicks.
Man, I just feel like they bogus, man. Whoever started that, man, please stop doing stuff like that. Like, for real, this is like real life, though, you know? So, it's not no video game. It's not no movie, you know what I'm saying? It's reality.
By June 8, 2024, the tension had reached its peak. Lil Jeff, Q50, and a third individual were spotted exiting a gray Charger near 79th and Maryland, an area known for being a hotspot for gang activity. The three men were caught on CCTV footage, walking towards a man in yellow shorts. The man was later identified as a member of Trap City, and as the footage showed, Lil Jeff and his crew didn't hesitate. Gunshots rang out, and the man in yellow shorts ran for cover.
Oh, the chain, bro. We tried like took it. He stole my own chain.
Who was that South Jackson?
Nah, brother. One of the other guys.
According to Trap City Rob, one of his affiliates let Lil Jeff wear his chain. However, Lil Jeff never returned the jewelry and claimed that he got into an altercation with the cops and lost it.
Letting him wear the J, he come back like he got into a high school, he was 12, lying, saying he lost it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you broke the English, you know?
However, this time the tables were turned. The man returned fire, and in the chaos, Lil Jeff was struck. He was hit 19 times, once in the back, several times in the chest, and ultimately in the face. His body collapsed onto a nearby porch, and the life of one of Chicago's most feared gang figures came to an abrupt and bloody end.
Where's your keys? I told you I have no key. I think if I was paying, but I don't have no key. Like, if you saw.
According to Trench's News, Journey was the Black Widow. In fact, she already had a deceased boyfriend.
Lil Schoon was backdoored as clear as day. Everybody want to talk about this girl, Nene, and that Nene was on her phone and all that. That's cool now. Y'all saying that Nene, that's cool. But let's talk about Journey. Let's talk about Journey White. Let's talk about this Journey girl. This girl is a Black Widow. She already got a boyfriend that's DOA.
Q50 and the third shooter attempted to retaliate, but the damage was done. Lil Jeff, the figure who had once commanded respect, was gone. The streets would never be the same.
You lying.
Swell. Yeah.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, I thought you was from Phoenix, Arizona or some shit, gang.
I don't even look like a Phoenix kind of nigga.
Oh, you know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Hey, you from New York, though?
Yeah, I'm from New York.
Okay. Born and raised?
Born and raised. I lived when I was like 14.
Okay.
In the aftermath, there were reports that Q50 was also injured in the shootout. He was seen limping, and it was rumored that he still had bullet fragments lodged in his body. The loss of Lil Jeff was felt deeply by Drill City, and his death sent shockwaves through the community. Tributes poured in on social media, with hashtags like #LongLiveJeff trending across Chicago and beyond. For many, Lil Jeff's death symbolized the end of an era.
So why everybody think you like from Chicago or from Atlanta or some shit?
Cause them stomping guys, you know? When I was 14, niggas would've been into some bad little shit. When I got to Atlanta, you know, I turned up in the A, went to Birmingham, shit, come back forth to Chicago, you know, just doing shit.
Word.
It's a guy like that.